Well, well, well. What do we have here? It has been, I think, 2 months since the last time I've even announced account roasting. It's been a minute, boys, okay? I'm well aware it's been a minute, so let's find a couple accounts. Let's do like 5 or something. First, I want to do the people that submitted on time. So the 14th to the 17th was the window, so we'll do the couple people that did there, and I think I can check another one. If you guys are constantly updating it, ooh, we'll see. Alright, off rip here, we have a first timer. We love this for him. Okay, this man's got the Eric Cartman profile picture, showing us resources. Now we want to see. I like turtles, a relatively new account, 100 mil kill points. Okay. Also, guys, if I'm a little meaner today, one of my arms basically doesn't work. I had an extreme muscle spasm, which is why I haven't been streaming lately. So maybe I'll rate these a little harder since I'm in constant pain. We'll see. 139 days in, VIP 12, pretty solid. Nothing really to complain about here. I think he's making more progress on his VIP, which I don't know if I necessarily agree with. I'd rather see him put more elbow grease into his castle, but he might also just be spending. So maybe it's not too much of an issue. 8, 9 on the stirrups, 8, 5, 4. I mean, this is okay. How many speed ups do we have? Not too many. This account is doing well, but not exceptional. He is KVK 2. We have 100 mil kill points. We do like that. We have way too many deads. I really hate when people have too many deads. This is my account. I'm fairly new to the game. I just finished up my KVK 1 and migrated to 3415 for KVK 2. I've been watching you, so I try to avoid most of the mistakes you've mentioned. I farm gems all KVK as well as chain as much as possible. How many gems do you have? Oh, cool, 100k, we like that. Chain as much as possible. I plan to go super hard on my AP for pre-KVK2 and honor in KVK and hopefully end KVK2 around 300 million KP, fingers crossed. I spent around $450 on Mina, and the only super worth bundles like Growth and Lucerne as well. So I'll Supply Depot. I'd love to hear some advice for the account and what I should focus on. Keep the content, it's fire. I won't craft this, it's a mistake. I only have 19 out of 30 the Hylos Wasteland chest, so it's best to show how close I am to the next legendary. Okay, that's okay. Also, lots of deads. I was 0 while offline KVK1, but I'm bouncing back. Getting 0, definitely minus 10,000 aura. That's a really tough one. This is a really solid cav set, especially not building the helmet. He's looking to get the chest. I like that a lot, like a lot. I see he doesn't have XP for many other commanders, which means he got the 100 mil with 1 troop. Also, I want to say this is over leveled, but at the same time, I mean, like, he has 8 and 9, and I want to say the last part of the big 3, like these, I mean, is the early part over leveled a little bit? Yeah, but I'm not crying over it, right? It's not like the worst thing I've seen. So I mean, like, all in all, I mean, the account looks pretty good. Like, if we're gonna consider it's 139 days in, he is probably short at least like 2 years of speed ups to get to T5. So he's not gonna get there probably until like early KVK3, mid KVK3 at the absolute earliest. He's also spending, so I mean, it's not too hard. I'm not seeing him mention anything about farms, which is really concerning. And in terms of sculptures, we're looking at him having 520 on hand, and he hasn't finished KVK2. He just finished his KVK1, and he's migrated to go into the next KVK. So with that in mind, so 100 mil KP for KVK1, really solid. 25 mil at the end of KVK1 is a pretty solid score. His account has good comm with Minamoto and good gear. It's low on XP, it doesn't have a lot of farms, it doesn't have a lot of speeds just in general, and it got zeroed. So I still kind of like this account though. This account is really not that bad. I would say this account is generally above average regardless of his mistakes. If he hadn't made any mistakes, it'd be doing pretty solid. So let's see. So if you can get tier T5 by KVK3 free to play, I generally give you at least a 7. KVK3, so he'd probably get, we'd call it probably a 6. So I'd minus 1 for getting zeroed. I'd probably take away another for spending 450. 100 mil KP is pretty good. I don't like the amount, like the amount of XP he has is quite small, but I mean, he hasn't messed up his sculptures. He hasn't really messed up his gear. Everything's looking pretty good. He just got zeroed and he's a little slow to getting T5 considering his spending level. But I mean, all in all, the account's pretty good. I almost want to give it just a 6 instead, but I know I've given better accounts less. So we're gonna give him a 5 and we're gonna call it a day. So congrats. I like turtles. You're the first ranking, and I think maybe if my arm wasn't on fire, I would have given you a 5, or I would have given you a 6, but my arm is on fire, so you got a 5. All right, is this your first submission? Whoa, these are a lot of screenshots. September. 21 new messages. $650 spent in total. Didn't make farms until after KVK 1. Didn't realize how important. Oh, wait, 14 farms? I love that. Okay. 650 spent in total. So we have a bill kill points. We love that for you. We have 4 mil dead. That's quite a lot. This account's probably decently old. This account is earlier than a year. I'd be really surprised. Yeah, 452 days old. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so 452 days to have a bill kill points. When did I get my first bill? I probably got my first bill KVK 4, I think, or something around that. So there's a little after a year. So I mean, like overall, like a bill kill points in your first like year and change, not bad. Of course, like I was not the fastest to getting KP really early on, so that was one of my weaknesses early, but I mean, it should be all right. Let's see. Okay, so first off, first cab gear set, I like everything except for the helm. He's probably already kicking himself over the helm. He has Sacred Dominion, which honestly I don't really like. I don't like that he went for that so early. Okay, so he's making his second imp set, so he's gonna be getting the gloves last, which is kind of weird, but whatever. And so he's got Expertise LC, he's got a 5551 Scipio, he's got an Expertise Mina, and I assume he's using either YSG or Joan. Nice, a 5515 Joan is awesome. Okay, good, really good pickups for his 2 March. Over here, in terms of resources, he's kind of dry, but again, it's like pretty early game, so it's kind of whatever. In terms of speeds, his speeds are super duper dry, but he's already T5, so kind of who cares. Over here, in terms of materials, he doesn't have a ton on him. Oh, okay, so he's looking to build Pride of the Khan into maybe like a second cavalry march. Pride of the Khan was the next craft. The cab helm will be moved. I made the mistake of crafting the early game before I knew what I was doing with gear. It happens, bro. It happens to the best of us. 173 sculptures to work on your 3rd march with. Probably something like ZL Herman. We have a Xena skin. Oh, we have the 12% troop attack. That's really solid. Oh, maybe instead of going for ZL Herman, he goes for a second cab march? I don't know if that's a good idea. ZL Herman is honestly like one of the most disgusting marches I've seen in a while. So he should probably still pick it up, even though he's minus... Yeah, I don't know, Twilight Falls is a little less good, especially if you're running LC as one of your first ones. VIP 15 is really strong. VIP 15, maybe he's a high spender. He spent 650? That's not bad. I kind of like this account, I'm not gonna lie. 650 spent in total, 450 days in. He probably got his bill a little later than me. No AP, I chained it all away. Man, he has 4 million troop deads. 4. Damn. 2.2 mil deads lost in just this KVK, 36 mil T4 T5 kills. So I mean, like, this is like the majority of his stats like just happened in like his 5th KVK or 6th KVK. 6 KVKs in 1 bill. No, 5 perhaps? 300 days, I expect you to be in KVK 3. Yeah, we'll say this is KVK 6 or a really delayed KVK 5 to get his first bill, which is not terrible, but not great, right? But his stats are pretty good in terms of deads at least, and I like the fact that he's VIP 15. Let's see, how many gems does he have on hand? Got 15k. I'd probably give this account, consider this account to be in a better spot than the account I saw previously. If the other account was played to perfection, I think it would at least be like a 7. This account is worse than if the other account was played perfectly, I think. But he also has 14 farms. I think his account's gonna straighten out pretty hard. I think maybe I like where the account is now, and I like the plans for the future. So I think I'm gonna give this account a 6. Definitely not gonna give it a 7+, just because, well, no, 650 spent. I mean, like, he has 14 farms. I guess he didn't have the farms before, so he wasn't getting the stats before. I think if you can continue with these types of stats and this kind of hustle for like the next couple KVKs, you can definitely see yourself going up higher. But because of the cumulative age of your account, I'd probably give this account, I think I'd give it a 6 and be happy with that. I don't think I'd give it higher than a 6. I think like 2 more KVKs with 14 farms, you'll be in a really nice spot. Guys, if you guys have submitted, for some reason, a lot of your stuff is broken. And I don't know why that is. So I guess I'm just going to review like some of the ones at the top. And I'm sorry for those of you who have submitted before, because y'all are going to have to do some resubmissions. I'm really sorry. It has to do with the Twitter API. I looked it up. Very sad. All right, without further ado, Ream stuff. I guess I normally wouldn't check out your account, but let's see what we got going on. Almost 10 bill KP. Okay, so we got a big boy account here. The account is a little bit older, but I mean, this KP is really in line for a really old account. Looking super solid. 37 million deads. Holy Christ. This guy's account might be nuts. 1500 days, VIP 18. We might be seeing like a super whale type of scenario here. Awesome. So we have first gear set that we love. We have a infantry gear set that frankly I'm not a huge fan of. I really don't like the 6-piece, but there are certain situations where it's better, I've heard. 6-piece Dragon's Breath? That's a Milky Way. 5-piece Dragon's Breath with the Milky Way is kind of crazy. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know necessarily what's going on here, but okay. This image is busted. I assume it's gonna be another gear image, but I assume it's just gonna be a finished piece of gear. And then we have a 6-piece cav set. I mean, this made more sense with Attila, I think. 4.5k spent. Expertise Gorgo XY, but not planning to use it on open field. 582. Okay, 4.5k spent. So all in all, the account itself looks serviceable. I think some of the gear is definitely scuffed, but whatever. This deep into the game, this is a pretty goddamn good account. So just off rip, one thing I will say, older accounts, I will judge them more harshly by their total KP and less harshly by the pieces used to make the account. Just off rip, looking at this, looking at the gear sets he has, the comms he has, I mean, look, we've got like crazy armaments, crazy this, crazy that. 4.5k over almost 5 years, over like 4 and change years of this account to get to 10k KP. This is pretty good. This is pretty in line. I would give this, like, generally I would expect an average account with 4.5k, an average for us competitive players, to be somewhere around this. However, he's been playing for so long, I'm really tempted to give him above a 7 and put him at an 8, just because this is, it's exceptional. Like, playing for this long is really difficult. Fighting burnout is really, really difficult. If your kill points were like 12 mil, I'd probably give you an 8, but I think we'll call this a 7. I think we'll call this like a very good, very solid account. You can be proud of this. This is a lot of money spent. If there's less spent, perhaps it would go up higher. But 4.5k spent, maybe I'd give it like a 6.5. We'll give this account a 6.5. Boom, stamped, done. I like the account. Pretty solid. All right, guys, that is going to be the last account we go over. Super sorry, guys. Apparently, Twitter just had issues with it, but I mean, we got a few accounts in there. If you guys submitted your accounts and you guys really want to see your accounts roasted, of course, you can always resubmit. I'm super sorry that some of the links are broken, even for some of the recent messages. This is not my fault. It is Twitter's fault. So, you know, your fault, Twitter. But again, if you guys enjoy content like this and you guys want to see your accounts roasted, make sure you drop a like, a follow, consider commenting, and joining the Discord in the description below. If you guys want to get your accounts roasted, the way you do that is if you go to the Discord in the description below and you go to the role selection tab, you turn on announcement notifications, and every so often I'll make an announcement and I'll say, hey guys, I'm giving you guys a window to submit for Twitter account roastings, and then you guys can be in one of these videos. If you guys are interested in private or public account coaching, it is $75 for an off-stream session and $35 for an on-stream session. If you guys want to help support the stream, you guys can always donate to the Streamlabs link in the description below. Of course, liking, following, subscribing always helps a ton as well. Thank you so much for showing up, guys. Have yourselves an absolutely wonderful day, and I'll see y'all in the next video.